So they briefly mentioned this in the stream, and until someone told me like yesterday or the day before, I wasn't aware of this because I probably heard it for like a split second, but it didn't register in my brain, so I never like thought about it too much. But what they mentioned was PR5 is getting their fate simulation sometime this year, probably this year. It's probably next month if I had to assume during Japanese anniversaries. But we are getting one. And what that means is the SSR ships, the priority ships, so Prince Rupper, Harbin, Kalev, or whatever you want to call her, are getting boosted skills according to whatever they're going to be. So this video is going to talk about the things I want to see from them, how they're probably going to get added, what I want to see added, and how they can become much more relevant in this day and age when there is an abundance of ships that are really, really good and only limited slots for you to put into your fleet, especially when it comes to the regular content, where it's mainly just one or two fleets. So, that being said, let us get this started. The first ship is going to be Prince Rupper, and in this banner, at least to me, I think she's probably like the worst candidate from the batch, mainly because I don't see anything like crazy about her kit that's very, very unique. I say the best thing they can add for her is like some kind of barrage that isn't torpedo based, because her barrage right here launches a level 10 special torpedo barrage, and you get that stuff, but the torpedo barrage doesn't really like hit, like it's not as accurate as like a regular barrage or whatever. It really needs like a really basic barrage in order to get damage coming out. And that's what I want to see. If she has a torpedo barrage and she has a regular barrage, that's going to up her damage lots. Otherwise, if they feel like they don't need to give her a little barrage on top of it, it's probably just going to be like some kind of self buff or like another wave of torpedo barrages, I think. So, at least to me, I think she needs that. Otherwise, there's just too many nowadays that has barrages that does way too much damage compared to her. And I'm just like not a big fan of using this. And then the last part right here, or the second part, it's a damage reduction. Honestly, damage reductions, I'm not like really crazy about it. So yeah. Oh man, never mind. She does have a barrage right here. Oh my god. Okay, now that I wasted totally 2 minutes right there talking about it. But she does have a barrage. I don't know why it's on the second part. Now you know why I don't use this, or now you know I don't use this ship a lot. But she does have a second part. Damage reduction and her barrage. Honestly, I think she's the battle cruiser, right? Yeah, she's the battle cruiser. That wise, it's not the highest. I don't think it's the worst either. She has two barrages. Wave clear. That's definitely really apologize. That was really, really bad for me. I really have not used this ship in such a long time now. Um, Honestly, I think what they're gonna do is 100%. I think this has to be 100%. Consistency will be up there. She will be in a good spot. The one thing most ships need to get nowadays, if you guys haven't realized it from like retrofits, augments, and all this stuff, that and uh no, it's just augment stuff, is that a lot of the ships nowadays for SSRs are getting 100% proc rates for their barrages. I think the devs realize that 100% proc rate is very, very important for these types of combat, for ships to be more relevant. So having a 100% proc rate is probably what she's gonna get. I think that's gonna be the first part. And the second part is probably gonna be something like, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be a self increase. I think it's just gonna be like a damage reduction increase and like a 100% proc rate. I think that's what she's gonna get, because that's like the only reasonable thing that they could change that's like value wise and be okay there. Otherwise, though, I think you play KMS, she's okay, but again, KMS has like Ulrich Mark II and FDG. Like there's just so many battleships KMS that are a very, very good setup, and makes like Prince Rupper like in that spot, like kind of like Odin, but I think Odin like might be like slightly more useful than Prince Rupper. Awkward spot for her. Next ship is going to be Harbin, the first ever Chinese Dragon Emperor PR ship we've gotten. So that is going to be very, very interesting. She's right here. Now, Harbin is a very interesting ship. Some people use her in PvE, some people use her in PvP. She has a lot going for her kit. Now, personally, I haven't used her too many times because I already have like my fleets, and I'm too lazy to change things up unless that ship is absolutely game changing. But essentially, what she does is she has increased damage against heavy armor with her torpedo, so that's really really nice. I think she boosts damage to Chinese destroyers as well too. Yeah, right here about 12%, so that's really really cool. And then she has a smoke screen that increased evasion by 35%. That's a lot, by the way. And decreased damage taken from enemy aircrafts by 35% from all your ships inside. So against carriers, that's actually really really good. If this effect does not stack, with light cruisers that has smoke screen or whatever. After 3 seconds, 100% chance to launch an additional wave of torpedoes. Trigger this smoke screen effect again. So a lot of stuff going for a kit. I think the first skill right here is actually the best part of it. I don't think this part should be touched. I think this part is actually really, really broken. I don't think it needs to be changed at all. So we're probably going to ignore that. I think this part's going to be what's going to get boosted here. So 100% chance. There you go. So nothing has changed there. Special barrage. Forgot what it looked like. I haven't used it in time now. When this ship takes damage, 20% chance to increase this ship's firepower and anti-air by 4%, and torpedo by 5%. Can stack up to 3 times. I think that's what's going to change right here. I think they're going to change this hit thing to like 30%. Even if they change it 30%, you go from 1 out of 5 chance to like almost a 1 in 3 chance. That's actually really, really good. You can stack that up really, really fast. And honestly, I think having her stack this skill up very, very fast is going to make her much more viable for a lot of people that aren't already using her already. So I think that's like the big thing. Usually when fate simulations come out, there's like 2 things going on. Personally, I think the first skill is like too good already. If I were to change one thing, like probably damage reduction increase. I think the damage that she does already is a lot, and like the evasion stuff is already really good. I think damage reduction is probably gonna be increased here from like torpedoes, and I think this skill right here, they're gonna make it so it's like 30% chance or 25% chance, even that's actually really really good as well too. To proc her self buff, and I think that's going to be what she's going to get to make her much more viable for regular gameplay. Overall, though, she's not a bad ship by all means. It's just really hard to work with her because some people play with factions, and obviously factions have like buffs within their own types of ships, so she doesn't really benefit from too much from. And aside from her great utility and torpedo fun for heavy armor stuff, there's just so many stacked ships nowadays, especially for vanguards that are competing for slots that have to like buff or do damage. And if you're doing damage like heavy cruiser or whatever, you pretty might as well just bring, or heavy armor, you might as well bring KimoCheese or something. Assuming you guys have KimoCheese, right? And then the last ship right here is going to be Chikalev, I think, right? The Russian carrier. Now, this was a ship that I was really, really hoping to be like really, really good. I can't even find her at this point. This is embarrassing. 125. I thought I made her 120. Maybe she is 125. I don't remember anymore. I bought a skin for her. Maybe I'm blind. Wait. I think I'm blind, guys. No, I'm definitely blind. I don't see her at all. Okay. I bought a skin for her. Maybe she looks different now. Okay, okay there. Okay, I bought a skin for her. I'm like blinded. She's all the way down here. So usually, when I first saw her, I thought she was gonna be very very good, like the medium to heavy armor, August von Parzival, right? Because she has that one kit that's really good for like medium armor stuff. Where's it at? Here it is, medium and heavy armor, right? But the thing is that she has 2 dive bomber costs right here, right? So that's the weird part about it. I think she's fine. If you have double 10 rise, that definitely can work. It's a little bit RNG, but it can definitely work, and she's actually really good with those options. Okay, this is gonna be a bit of a stretch. Hear me out on this because if I recall correctly, I think she's like one of the very few carriers that we got for PR along with August von Parzival. And August Von Parsifal, for the most part, had a 100% proc rate. Now, the first thing is first, this is going to be 100% chance. No questions about it. I think that's going to be the first part right here. I don't think this part has to be changed either. I mean, it might be a decrease in anti-air. But what I want to see from her is I want to see this first skill or this first slot here be interchangeable. Maybe with another fighter or another torpedo bomber is what I want to see. Either or, I don't think it's going to be a full universal slot with all three. Either it's going to be a fighter slot or a torpedo bomber slot. Now, this is full coping because this is probably not going to happen. And I don't think it is going to happen because that's just going to make her like close to being UR tier because she has an interchangeable slot. But if they do that, though, I think it's going to be really, really good because this opens up her to more types of different types of setups. Now, dive bombers, if you guys don't know, have really good modifiers for like heavy armor, right? She's really, really good at dealing with heavy armor because 2 dive bomber slots, 1 torpedo bomber slot, very, very good at dealing with heavy armor. The issue is that dive bombers are not very consistent. So if you are going for those big damage outputs for scores or whatever, you're probably going to have to reset a couple times because you got to wait for all those 10 ride bombs or those 2,000 bomb hell divers to land in order to get that big value out of Chikalev. So changing her first plane slot to something that's like AP rockets or Havars, which are much more consistent for damage output, would be very, very nice. Now, I don't think it's going to be a fighter slot because, again, her kit is based off of medium and heavy armor, and Havar planes aren't really good on heavy armor. They're okay on medium armor. AP rockets are very good on medium armor, but they're not that great on heavy armor. So it's probably going to be a torpedo bomber slot. If that were the case, I think that's going to be a fair balance between torpedo, dive, and torpedo. I think that's going to be okay. Otherwise, though, it's probably not, she's not going to get this change. But if I do want to see it, though, I do want to see this first slot being changeable, probably with something else to change up her variety a little bit and make her much more consistent. Even though I believe the 100% proc rate on the barrage is going to be much more consistent, and any sort of buff she gets right here is just going to add a little bit more damage to her, which makes her obviously going to do much better than right. So that's my wish list for this season. Again, for that season, I guess. PR5 isn't like the strongest when it comes to just like overall banner. Obviously, Plymouth being the queen of this banner and hard carry for this banner pulls us up a lot. If you guys were to go with the PR5 for some reason, it's probably going to be Plymouth because she's a really, really disgusting ship. Absolutely monstrous or monstrous, whatever. A beast. So yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want to see some upgrades as well, or a wish list of what you guys want to see, leave them in the comments below, and I'll read through them. Yeah. Thanks for watching as always. See you guys in the next.